In a way, it was a massive relief.
I thought nobody would take me seriously.
I always used to suffer with depression years ago.
Just lots of self-hatred and frustration and that sort of thing, and feeling like I never be able to fit in.
Gender and identity. Two very important parts of being human. But what if your gender didn't match your identity? This is called gender dysphoria. People affected by GD mentally identify as being the opposite gender to their birth-assigned one. The term for someone undergoing GD is known as transsexual. Transsexuals may feel uncomfortable with their anatomical sex and feel that they would prefer to be accepted as the opposite gender by society. Some may decide to undergo surgery to completely transition to another gender. People who have or wish to undergo this transition are known as transgender.
It's a hard condition to go for originally, because when you start doing it to make yourself better, you end up alienating everybody that was originally close to you. And it takes a while before people start to realise that they don't have to be alienated, they can come back. A lot of people think when you change your gender you're going to change your sexuality. Some people can be a little bit suspicious of you or wary. Once they realise that you're not actually a different person, you're just changing your gender. It doesn't make you change in any way. You might look slightly different, but there'll be physical changes, but mentally there's not usually any difference. And if they liked you before, they should like you afterwards.
The main reason I contacted Chrysalis was just to find some people that understood what I was going through. Because while everyone was fantastically supportive, they can't really understand it. So, you know, I just Googled transgender support groups. They came up, sounded amazing, so I contacted them, and it took about a month of going through their admin process, and just that first meeting was incredible. It was really weird because I find social interaction quite difficult, but you know, even just being in a room with these people, you know, they actually understand, and that was just overwhelming. And then being able to talk to Ian as well, who's my counsellor, it's 45 minutes and sometimes it's really difficult.
Research in the Netherlands estimates 1 in 2,000 people are born into the wrong body, so being transgender isn't really uncommon. In fact, all of you watching this will have met transgendered people before and been none the wiser.
We've been slapping gender labels on babies for such a long time that it's ingrained into the public consciousness, and it's just an accepted fact of life that you will get designated one or the other, and that's it.
Chrysalis very, very quickly grew from just being a place to enable like-minded people to get together and share experiences, to enable people to unlearn everything that they'd learnt in their birth gender and relearn what they needed to live in their destination gender. By becoming a part of Chrysalis, by actually coming out and saying, this is not who I am, my gender is completely out of place with the body that I'm in, they had to unlearn all the skills that they'd learnt. They had to relearn things like how to talk, protocol of using a public toilet, what expressions were and weren't acceptable, spatial awareness, body language. There is so many differences between males and females that go unnoticed unless you're actually brought up in that gender.
And yet, despite this, there is still a large amount of prejudice against these people. It was in 2010 that transgender was made a protected characteristic in the Equality Act. But GD has been present in people for centuries. In a government study, it was found that 70% of children who are uncertain about their gender are subject to bullying, and 88% of transgender employees experience discrimination or harassment in their workplace. And in the first 4 months of 2014, 102 acts of extreme violence against transgender people were found against 14 different countries.
Communication is the key to everything in life, but especially when you have got a transgender child. You need to seek the support and advice of people who know what they're talking about and who can help you. They've taught us how to understand. They've explained what is actually going on inside a person's head whilst they're transitioning. They've explained it step by step of what goes on with the whole process of their journey. It is a journey, a rebirth. That is why Chrysalis has got the most fantastic name going. And they've just been there to support and shoulder to cry on. If you need counselling services, they're there to provide it. They've just been absolutely awesome, and they deserve more recognition than they get, definitely.
GD is a serious issue, and for those who are affected, it can seem as though their whole existence is a lie. But there is hope. Chrysalis have already provided a way for many who have felt lost and aim to continue this effort until we can contain a society free from the intolerance and ignorance that these people face. But we can't do this without your help.
It makes you feel a lot less isolated.
It's really helpful.
I feel like I've got a safe space.
If it hadn't been for Chrysalis, we would have gone under.
Feel accepted. Yeah, I don't think I'd be here if it wasn't for Chrysalis.
Donate, spread the word, and lend us your support. Together, we can transcend ignorance.